What's going on, guys? Christian here and welcome back to RackNerd TV. Today we're diving deep, literally, into something most internet users never think about: submarine cables. These underwater information highways are the true backbone of the internet. And how do they work? Why are certain cities like Los Angeles so important for global connectivity? And how does this impact our hosting decisions? Without further ado, let's get into it. When you upload a file to the cloud or send an email internationally, your data isn't actually traveling through the sky or via satellite. Instead, it's likely traveling through one of roughly 600 submarine cables crisscrossing the ocean floors. These cables are the unsung heroes of global internet connectivity, carrying over 95% of international data traffic. Let's talk about what these cables actually look like. Despite handling mind-boggling amounts of data, most submarine cables are surprisingly thin, about the diameter of a garden hose. At their core, there are tiny fiber-optic strands, each thinner than a human hair. These glass fibers transmit data as pulses of light. The cables are reinforced with a layer of copper, steel wire, and waterproof materials to protect against everything, including shark bites. Yeah, that's not a joke, actual shark bites. And these cables are lightning fast. Modern submarine cables can transfer data at speeds up to 26.2 terabytes per second. Terabytes. To put that in perspective, that's enough bandwidth to stream about 4 million HD Netflix shows simultaneously. The technology keeps improving too, with each generation of cables offering more capacity than the last. But submarine cables don't just connect randomly to any coastal city. They terminate at strategic landing points, and this is where cities like Los Angeles become incredibly important. One building in particular, One Wilshire in downtown LA, has become one of the most connected internet hubs in the entire world. What makes this 30-story building so special? Originally built as an office tower in 1967, One Wilshire transformed into a telecommunications powerhouse in the 1990s. Then carriers recognized its strategic location. Today, more than 300 network providers have equipment in the building, and it's housed over 70% of all internet traffic between the United States and Asia. The building features over 600,000 square feet of data center space and has direct connections to major submarine cable landing stations in nearby cities like El Segundo. What's fascinating is that the actual fiber optic cables enter through underground conduits, with some traveling over 50 miles from coastal landing points to reach its interconnection mecca. The building has evolved to become so critical that it features military-grade security, redundant power systems with massive backup generators, and its own fuel reserves to maintain operations during emergency. Why Los Angeles? It's all about geography. LA sits at a critical junction between North America and the Asia-Pacific region. Submarine cables from Japan, China, Australia, and numerous Pacific islands make landfall along the California coast. And much of the traffic is routed through LA's data centers. For businesses targeting Asian markets, having your hosting in Los Angeles can mean significantly better performance. At RackNerd, we maintain a strong presence in Los Angeles specifically because of this strategic connection advantage. When you host with us in LA, your data is just milliseconds away from the major submarine cables, landing stations that connect Asia and Oceania. Now, building and maintaining these submarine cables is not cheap. A single transoceanic cable costs anywhere from $100 million to over $500 million to build. These projects are usually funded by consortiums of telecommunications companies or increasingly by tech giants like Google, Facebook, Microsoft, and Amazon, who now own or lease more than half of all submarine cables bandwidth. The process of laying these cables is fascinating too. Specialized ships called cable layers unfurl the cables from giant spools as they cross the ocean in shallow waters. The cables are actually buried beneath the seabed using underwater plows to protect them from fishing activities and ship anchors. In deeper waters, they simply rest on the ocean floor. The entire installation process can take months to complete or longer for certain routes. Despite their importance, these cables are surprisingly vulnerable. Fishing activities, ship anchors, and even shark bites cause around 100 to 200 cable faults every year. When a cable is damaged, specialized repair ships have to locate the damaged section, retrieve it from the ocean floor, and splice in a new section. A complex and very expensive process. This vulnerability is why redundancy is so critical in those submarine cable networks. No major connection relies on just one cable. Multiple cables follow different paths between continents, ensuring that if one is damaged, traffic can be rerouted. And this is another reason why major connection points like Los Angeles are so incredibly important. They typically have multiple cables coming from different directions. How does all of this affect your hosting decisions? Well, if your business serves customers internationally, particularly in Asia, hosting your website or applications in a data center with excellent submarine cable connectivity can make a significant difference in your performance. Los Angeles offers some of the lowest latency connections to Asia Pacific markets, which is why many businesses choose to host their Asia-facing services in LA data centers, like the one RackNerd operates in. Even with technologies like content delivery networks that cache content around the world, the physical underlying infrastructure of submarine cables still matters enormously. CDNs still need to update their caches, and dynamic content still needs to travel back to its origin servers. The better the submarine cable connectivity of your hosting location, the better performance your users will experience. At RackNerd, we've strategically positioned our data centers to take advantage of these global connectivity points. Our Los Angeles data center location gives you direct access to these submarine cable networks connecting Asia and Oceania, while our other locations offer optimized connectivity to different regions. This is part of why we can deliver such outstanding performance for businesses serving global audiences. Before I wrap it up, here's a mind-blowing fact. These submarine cables are so essential that they've become a matter of national security for many countries. Governments actually monitor the location of these cables to protect the landing stations where they come ashore. The next time you're visiting a beach, you might be standing a few miles from one of these critical data pipelines without even knowing it. If you're interested in web hosting, VPS, or dedicated server solutions, check out RackNerd's web hosting options. We operate in dozens of data centers around the world and are sure to offer a solution that meets your needs. I'll leave a link in the description down below to some of our latest hosting deals. And if you need help choosing the right hosting plan for you, our sales team is happy to help. Just send them an email at sales@racknerd.com and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. What do you think about these submarine cables? Did you know how the international internet traffic actually worked? Let me know in the comments down below, and don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell for more insights into the infrastructure that powers the internet right here on RackNerd TV. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one.